Imagine this, you hear a doorknob turn. Your heart completely drops into your stomach. You scramble, panic sets in, you try to hide the clothes or wipe off the lipstick, but it is just too late. The door opens, and the secret you have guarded with your absolute life is suddenly standing right there in the open. Yeah. Getting caught. It is absolutely terrifying. Your mind goes blank, the air gets sucked out of the room, and in that split second, everything changes. Welcome back to My Life, My Rules. I am so incredibly glad you're here today because we need to talk about something really heavy, but so common in our community. Getting caught crossdressing, or having your gender identity exposed before you were ready. If you are watching this right after it happened, or even if it's been a few rough weeks, take a deep breath with me right now. You are going to survive this. Honestly, the aftermath of getting caught isn't just about the clothes or the wigs or the pronouns. It is about trust. The person who caught you, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, your parents, or a roommate, is probably reeling. And they are reeling not just because of what you were wearing, but because they suddenly realize there is a massive, deeply personal part of your life they knew absolutely nothing about. Today, we are going deep. We are not talking about how to blend your contour or how to tuck or how to pitch your voice. We are talking about the emotional advanced class. How do you rebuild trust and navigate a relationship after the closet door gets violently ripped open? Because it is possible, but it takes work. Here is the absolute most important thing you need to hear right now, and I want you to let this really sink in. You need to separate the deception from your identity. When you finally sit down to talk to the person who caught you, you can, and probably should, apologize for hiding. Apologize for the walls you built. Apologize for the secret. But listen to me. Do not apologize for who you are. You can say something like, "I am so sorry that I kept this from you. I was terrified, and I know hiding it hurt our trust." But you do not say, "I'm sorry I'm trans," or "I'm sorry I need to express my femininity." Keep those two things entirely separate. You hid because the world is scary, because society is harsh, and because you were protecting yourself. You didn't hide because you are doing something inherently wrong. Owning the secrecy helps them feel validated and helps repair the trust, but maintaining your boundaries around your identity protects your self-worth. You are allowed to exist. Now let's talk about the immediate aftermath. The secret is out, and your instinct might be to just lay everything out on the table right then and there. You have been holding this in for years, maybe decades. You might feel this desperate urge to explain every feeling you have had since you were 5 years old, all your dysphoria, all your euphoria, where you buy your clothes, what your future plans are. Just word vomiting everything. Stop. Breathe. Pace yourself. Here is the thing. For you, this is just a Tuesday. You have lived with this realization for a long time. You've processed it. For them, this is day one. Their brain is frantically trying to rewrite the entire history of your relationship in real time. If you dump a lifetime of gender theory and complex emotions on them while they are still in shock, they are going to short-circuit. Give them the headline first. Let them ask questions. Tell them you are still the same person they know and love, just with another beautiful layer they haven't seen yet. Answer what they ask honestly, but resist the urge to overwhelm them with every detail of your gender journey. Rebuilding trust is a marathon, not a sprint. Let them digest the appetizer before you serve them a 7-course meal. And this leads to a really tough reality, something people rarely talk about in the community. The person who caught you is probably going to grieve. And honestly, that feels terrible to watch. You are finally stepping into your truth. Maybe you are feeling a sense of relief that the secret is finally out, and they are crying, or they are angry, or they are shutting down. It feels like a direct rejection of your truest self. But try to reframe it. Try to step into their shoes for a second. They aren't necessarily mourning you. They are mourning the version of the future they had mapped out in their head. They are grieving the illusion of complete understanding they thought they had of you. Let them have those feelings. Do not rush in and try to fix their sadness by promising to stop, or by stuffing yourself back in the closet. The closet does not work anymore anyway, my friend. The lock is broken. Give them the grace to process their shock, their fear, and their confusion without making it mean that you are a burden. Let's talk about the vibe around the house, because the tension is probably thick enough to cut with a knife right now. You need to establish safe zones and boundaries, and you need to do it calmly and respectfully. Do not just go back to pretending it didn't happen. Sweeping it under the rug is exactly what got you into this stressful situation in the first place. Have an honest, sober conversation about what the next few weeks look like. Maybe you agree that for now, your bedroom is your safe space to express yourself freely, but you won't bring it into the shared living spaces until they have had a little more time to adjust. Or maybe you need to say, hey, I need one evening a week where I can just be myself, completely unbothered while you go out with friends. Negotiate this. It shows you respect their adjustment period and their feelings, but it also clearly establishes that your needs are non-negotiable. You are not going back underground. You are finding a respectful middle ground while the dust settles. Here is another advanced tip, and this one will save your relationships. You cannot be their only therapist. Read that again in your head. If your partner or family member is struggling with this revelation, they absolutely need someone to talk to. But that someone cannot always be you. It is incredibly emotionally exhausting to have to constantly validate your own existence while simultaneously managing someone else's crisis about your existence. You will burn out and resentment will build on both sides. Encourage them to find a support group, a therapist, or a trusted, open-minded friend. There are amazing resources out there, like PFLAG, specifically designed for the loved ones of trans and gender non-conforming people. They need a safe place to ask the messy, politically incorrect, confused questions without hurting your feelings. Outsourcing some of this emotional labor is the healthiest thing you can do for both of you. It shows you care about their mental health while protecting your own. And while all this intense gender stuff is happening, please do not forget the foundation of why you are in each other's lives to begin with. Rebuilding trust means showing them that the core of who you are hasn't vanished overnight. Did you guys always cook breakfast together on Sundays? Keep doing that. Do you share a really weird, specific sense of humor? Keep sending those memes. Remind them, through your everyday actions, that your gender expression, or your trans identity, is an expansion of your character, not an erasure of the person they love. Sometimes, the scariest part for a partner or a parent is the absolute panic that they are losing you entirely. Prove them wrong by being present. Be reliable. Show up for the relationship in all the mundane, non-gender-related ways. Pay the bills, do the dishes, ask about their day at work. That consistency is exactly what rebuilds trust. It says, hey, I might be wearing a different outfit or going by a different name or experimenting with my expression, but my heart is the same. I still love you, and I am still right here. Listen, getting caught is a genuinely traumatic way for a secret to come out. It takes away your agency, it takes away your control of the narrative, and it throws you both into the deep end before either of you have learned how to swim. But I want to leave you with this thought. It is also a ripped band-aid. The hiding is over. The constant, gnawing anxiety of what if they find out is gone. The worst has happened, and you are still breathing. Now, it is just about where do we go from here. It will be messy. There will be tears, and there will be very hard, very long conversations. But there is also so much incredible freedom waiting for you on the other side of this conflict. You finally get the chance to build a relationship based on complete, unvarnished, authentic truth. No more shadows, no more locked doors, and that, despite the current pain, is a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you have been through this, or if you are going through it right now in your own home, please know you are not alone. So many of us have been standing exactly where you are, feeling exactly what you are feeling. I would really love to hear your stories down in the comments. How did you navigate the aftermath of the secret coming out? What worked for you and your partner? Let's support each other down there, because this community is our greatest strength. If this video helped you, or made you feel a little less alone today, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It tells YouTube that these conversations matter, and it helps our channel grow so we can reach more people who need to hear this. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, give it time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!